I descend from greatness in multiple parts of the world. And if I can tap into the fact that I descended from someone who survived, or multiple people who actually survived crossing that Atlantic Ocean, let me go back to the very first people who came on those boats and they survived some of the most horrific conditions. I descend from a survivor or a group of survivors. So when things get tough and I look at, I'm complaining about what's going on around me, I'll start to say to myself, I really have no excuse because what they went through, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have done as well. But now their sacrifices, those who crossed the Atlantic and then those who built the nation that I was born in, when I think about that, I say to myself, I now have this responsibility to, one, be the bridge for others to help expose their children to it, but not just our children, but our elders. There's so many of our elders who are in their 70s and 80s who've never traveled. They've never had the interest, but now that it's in front of them, they've had a desire. Some of them had the desire, but they didn't know or didn't understand how to get there. But now, by creating these opportunities through B1 Voyages, to take people and show them, it's like you watch our elders become children again. So when we talk about our children, many of our elders are still children. They're just grown up now, but they're children. I've watched our elders, the little kids, come back to life. And I went to one lady, I said to her, she was in Egypt, and she was so excited. She was buying the oil, and she was standing there like like a little kid waiting for candy. And I went over to her. I said, you know what? I said, I just saw the little girl come back to life. And she giggled. That's deep when somebody 75 years old start giggling. I said, but it's okay to giggle because this is what this is for. This is not, I tell people all the time, this is an assignment. It's like when we have been given the opportunity and the responsibility or the opportunity to get information, it's up to us to share it, because who else is going to do it for us? Nobody's going to come to our community and save our community. Many people in the world see the Black community as a colony. They'll come in, they'll put the carryouts up, they'll put the beauty supply stores up, they'll put the liquor stores in, they'll buy the strip malls, and they'll go and take all of the resources out of our communities back to wherever Middle East or China or wherever. Who's going to come to our community and say, here's a bridge for you to be able to empower yourself, not to be codependent on someone else, but to empower yourself and to use the brain that you've been given to take your family to the next level. And when I see people do that, whether it's the children or the elders, there's something special that happens that no one can take away. And that's the beautiful part of being in this position. It's something so profound that I would have never imagined that I'd be doing it at this point in my life.
Wow, I love that. That's amazing. And everybody who, some of you have already traveled with us. If you have traveled, say something in the chat. If you took one of our trips, we are going to do another trip next year. We're doing a couple, and in fact, actually, we aren't just doing the trips that I'm on. You don't have to wait for me. If you go to b1voyages.com, somebody type that URL in the chat, b1voyages.com. There's a list of trips that are happening over the next year, and you can sign up for any of those trips. And also, the other added bonus is if you book a trip on that site, take a screenshot of your receipt, email our support team, and they'll give you $2,000 worth of free classes. You get free access to the Black Wealth Bootcamp, lifetime access. So that's just an added bonus so that you can learn and you can travel. So you learn, earn, and then go all around the world.